We always talk about the power of relationships and how relationships can take you and open doors that money can't. And so the number one pick in that draft was obviously Allen Iverson.
1996.
96.
Okay.
Kobe, same draft. Best draft class ever.
Mm-hmm.
You, as a beat writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer at the time, covering him, building a relationship with him, obviously has changed a lot for your career.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, when you look back now and kind of having foresight, we don't see reporters having the same type of relationships that I imagine that you would have with him.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what you think the cause of it is, or is it because the athlete of today, modern day, has their own platform to express themselves? Has it changed the way that beat writers, sports reporters can now interact and have a relationship with athletes?
The answer to that quickly is yes. I was the beat writer in 97, 96. I was the backup beat writer. And then the next year I took over the beat for Allen Iverson. Current, and I say Allen Iverson because there was the 76ers beat and then there was the Allen Iverson beat, because this brother always got himself in something. And as a result of that, I always had to work overtime covering him, and it was like a nightmare. And we got a running joke. We still laugh about it to this day. Every single year I went on vacation. Every incident he got into was when I was on vacation. And meaning I had to come off vacation to deal with some mess that he had gotten himself in. It just never, ever failed. And I just used to be so mad at him over that, right? But when you talk about today's player, it's the advent of social media. It's the fact that they got a voice. It's the fact that they don't necessarily need the fourth estate, which is the media, to disseminate any kind of message on their behalf. They feel they can do it themselves. And they never trusted the media. And as a result of never trusting the media, you were always looking for an excuse to have a different outlet. Mm-hmm. Back then, you didn't have it because social media didn't exist. No Instagram, no Facebook, no Twitter, and none of that. And so because that didn't exist, you had no choice but to rely upon media. So the next best thing was to find somebody in the media that you could remotely trust to some degree. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much how it happened. Michael Jordan had somebody that was Ahmad Rashad. Isaiah Thomas had people as wise as he was. He knew city to city, or a national voice or whatever. He always had an outlet. Charles Barkley, same situation. Shaquille O'Neal, Patrick Ewing, and others. There was always somebody. And in Philadelphia, I was that guy for Allen Iverson, but it was a bit different than Unorthodox for me because I call it like I see it, not to say that other people did not, but they were, they were a bit more cautious about it than I was. I didn't give a damn because my attitude is I'm not getting personal. Your personal business is your business. As long as you don't end up in the police blotters or something like that where a bunch of people see you doing something, it's none of my business. But your game is my business. That's what you do in a public forum. And when you perform in a public forum, I'm not going to tell the audience they saw something different than I saw. Mm-hmm. If what I saw is what the audience saw. If what they saw is what I saw, I'm going to confirm that no matter what, because that's something you did in a public forum. Obviously, that doesn't endear you to the professional athletes. Sometimes, they get upset. They grow to hate you in certain situations and all of that stuff. And if you are a journalist, and I think that when you fast forward to today, mm-hmm. I don't think people realize that when they see me. They honestly act like I really give a shit that they don't like me. I mean, listen, man.
About athletes?
Oh, yeah. Athletes, coaches, the list goes on and on. It's not just them. It's not just athletes.
Is it awkwardness?
Well, at times it can be, but I don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because of what I told you about not getting personal and sticking to the game. But number two, they don't know my background. My background as a journalist. You're not supposed to be in the business of making friends. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to call it like you see it. You're supposed to be in pursuit of the truth as best as you possibly can get to it. That's what you're supposed to do. And most importantly than all, you're not supposed to care about friends. Being friends, meaning. Mm. You're not supposed to care about that. They're not your friends. Now, if you cultivate a friendship, you develop a friendship, sure. But I'm not walking in trying to be your friend. I'm walking in doing a job. And over the course of doing a job, if we cultivate a relationship with one another, that's cool. There's plenty, and Allen Iverson or any professional athlete, coach, executive, owner will tell you, I don't say nor write a minimum 75% of what I know. I don't do that. But there's certain things that have to be said.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it because we don't have Thanksgiving dinner together. We ain't exchanging Christmas gifts together. You don't pay my bills. I have a job to do, and I'm going to do it. And so knowing that that's my background, it shocks me to this day how folks will sit up there and say some of the things that they say. Folks will hate, or they'll talk about how they feel about me or whatever the case may be, and they never tell y'all why.